The elite Columbia University is finally doing something. University officials temporarily suspended 65 students who participated in a campus takeover. Earlier this week, a mob stormed the library where students were studying for finals. Witnesses talked with Fox News.
I started recognizing students who were suspended last year who had not returned to school. And that's when I started, to get a little nervous. But security was just on it.
This is record speed for Columbia. I really appreciate that because it means that we were able to go back to normal campus life. It is ridiculous that accountability is as difficult as it is.
No doubt. Education Secretary Linda McMahon posted this: Columbia's leadership responded with resolve, and we commend the administration for a swift response that restored order and clarified that anti-Semitic mobs will no longer be tolerated. It will be important to see what action is taken against those arrested. Well, she's got a good point there. Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik in focus yesterday.
This is why President Trump's action to defund places like Columbia, places like Harvard, who have refused to protect students on campus. We need to have a zero-tolerance policy for anti-Semitism, but also for violence, riots, and destruction of property. I fully support revoking those foreign visas and deporting. And the steps that have been taken by President Trump and Secretary Rubio are tremendous. We need to keep doing that.
The New York Post editorial agrees in this piece titled "Throw the Book at Masked Columbia Thugs." Alexis McAdams is at Columbia University in New York City. Alexis.
Hey, Harris. Well, the protests here at Columbia are not new, but the shift in how they handled it is. They did call the police in here pretty quickly. This coming after dozens now temporarily suspended here from Columbia University, and others are banned now from this campus. They can no longer enter those gates here behind us, including alumni. As for those mass protesters, police know who they are. They've been fingerprinted, and now the White House says if any of them are here on a visa, they can say bye-bye.
They want to come here and support our enemies, our terrorist organization. They want to take over college campuses. They want to assault, security guards. They want to damage college property. They're going to be deported. They might have got away with that under Biden administration, but not under the Trump administration. You will be deported.
This is what the library looked like here after these students stormed it. 100 people wearing masks and carrying Palestinian flags rushed the door, vandalizing bookshelves and writing things like "Columbia will burn" and "Long live the Intifada" on those desks. This was happening during finals week, where students were trying to prepare.
You get expelled. I hope you get expelled. This is our school. We're paying $90,000 a year to go here. Yeah, you don't have the right to take over. We're paying to be here.
Are we taking?
We're paying to be here. You don't care.
Yeah, paying to be here, paying big to be here. We're talking about $100,000 a year, dozens taken out in zip ties, charged with criminal trespass. More than 60 of the protesters were students. And listen to this, nearly all of them were women this time. The crackdown comes after immense pressure from the Trump administration. The White House has cut millions of dollars in Columbia's federal funding. Then the school also had to add security and a mask ban if they didn't want to lose more funding. Back out here live, the school following those policies this time, Harris. So just the other month when I was out here over at Barnard, we saw a video of an administrator talking and saying, what are your demands? What can we do, to get you guys out? They didn't do that this time. They said, take off your masks and give us your IDs. We're calling the police. And that's what happened, Harris.
Yeah. Imagine where we'd be if they'd done that over a year ago.
Yeah.
Someplace different.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here.
Great reporting, as always, Alexis. Republican Senator Tim Scott of the great state of South Carolina is a member of the Education, Judiciary, and Foreign Affairs Committees. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Great to see you in person.
Absolutely.
Is it too little too late now by these colleges and universities? Look, Senator, they let this fester, Jewish hate, on the campuses. I don't know if this will be enough.
Well, listen, there's a new sheriff in town. The only reason why we're seeing behavior modification on college campuses is because President Donald Trump is demanding it. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart because they are following the American ethos. They're doing it because there's a new sheriff with a steel spine. And that makes all the difference in the world. I've been working with President Trump since 2017 on anti-Semitism on college campuses. He made it into an executive order. It's time for us to pass anti-Semitism definition in the committees.
I didn't remember, like I realized it contemporaneously, but I didn't remember where we've been with this. It didn't look like it does now,
No.
and you were still trying to corral the hate.
You could
that
feel it
existed.
coming. You could feel it coming in 2016, 2017 across the world, but here at home, one thing that is anti-American is hate. We've stood for generations, for centuries now, against hate. Targeting Jewish students on college campuses is disgusting. Thank God Almighty that we now have a president in office, and we need action from Congress codifying his executive order into law so that every student on campus knows.
Do you think you can get it?
I know we can get it done.
All right. Sad that it took the money.
Oh.
The threats of money to some of these universities.
He hits them where it hurts.
Yeah, well, and it counts because some of those students were studying for finals. Think about all the money their parents spent on those educations.
Exactly, 6 figures for a year in college, and you can't study?
So let's get to this. Some Democrats are backing off their support for alleged MS-13 member Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Information on his violent past is simply piling up now. But some Democrats say that the Trump administration trying to bring him back to America would be exactly what they would want. That's not happening. Here's Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem dealing with them yesterday on Capitol Hill.
Can you answer as to whether you have reached out to your counterpart in El Salvador to facilitate Mr. Abrego Garcia's release?
Abrego Garcia is a citizen of El Salvador and should never have been in this country and will not be coming back to this country.
Are you or DHS doing anything to comply with the 9-0 Supreme Court order to facilitate his return to the United States? Just yes or no.
This administration is following all federal court orders. Your advocacy for a known terrorist is alarming to me.
Madam Secretary.
It's alarming to me because he's a human smuggler.
Madam Secretary, I'm going to have to reclaim
and
my
a terrorist, and he's not a U.S. citizen. He's a citizen of El Salvador, and he's home. If he were to come back
Madam
here,
Secretary,
we would take him immediately
all right.
back.
So he wanted to reclaim his time while the truth was being told, but he had time to do this. Remember? Some well-staged pictures of Senator Chris Van Hollen taxpayer-funded jaunt to El Salvador last month. He went to see Abrego Garcia in prison and demanded his release. Apparently, Van Hollen's thirst for a photo op did not impress the president of El Salvador. In the Oval Office, he said he cannot and will not be returning Abrego Garcia back to the United States. So look, Senator Scott, this looks like it's a done deal. Why are some Democrats still latching on to him?
It's unbelievable. Democrats from John Ossoff in Georgia to Chris Van Hollen in Maryland, they have one thing in common without any question. They all seem to support illegal immigrants more than they do American citizens. Just a few weeks ago, a South Carolina student lost his life because an illegal immigrant driving a car without a license killed him. Talking to that mother about the loss of her child, it's devastating. Think about Laken Riley. The one thing Democrats refuse to do is stand up for Americans when it comes to illegal immigration. It's time for us to get it right. Getting it right means doing the right thing for Americans, not for illegal immigrants.
You know, I hear the emotion in your voice, and I think sometimes we forget that lawmakers like you in these states where this is happening, you're on the ground with the victims' families.
Talking to these families, it is hard to talk to a mother about the most unnatural thing she will ever do. Bury her son, 21, 22 years old, just trying to get an education. We can't just say, oh, that's unfortunate. No, it's criminal, and it should never have happened because Biden allowed 10 million plus illegal immigrants to come across our southern border. President Trump, in just an instant, closed that southern border. What do we have to do now? We have to get the violent criminals out first and then have a process to eliminate the rest of them. That's why I celebrate his provocative ways of saying, I'll give you $1,000 for self-deportation. What he's saying is put Americans first. That's how you put America first, and that's how you restore confidence in our legal system.
Well, and that $1,000 plus the plane ride back to wherever they are self-deporting to is a lot cheaper. And I don't just mean cash, but I mean resources, human resources, and the safety and security of Americans as well.
Absolutely.
Some among them will do violence. Most of them won't. And so President Trump says, get back in line. You can come back if you're trying to do it the right way.
Get out now, come back the right way, and we'll see what happens. But the bottom line is simply this. We have to have someone in office who understands just that. Joe Biden says, I can't close the southern border.
Yeah.
Needs Congress to do something. I think the other day it was like 3 people tried to cross the border illegally. 3.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, it's down to nothing.
10,000 a day under President Biden.
Senator Scott, it is wonderful to see you in person. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you're fighting against what's happening on the Hill. There's plenty of lawfare and all of it against this administration. So I'll keep in touch to see what you can codify and what you can get done on Capitol Hill.
Look forward to exciting times coming our way.
All right. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.